Hey everybody, it's Bailey Wiki, and we're back with another DC20 to Foundry episode. If you guys are new to this series, well, first of all, the Bailey Wiki channel, we cover everything Foundry. If you want to learn how to do something, how to create great experiences for your players, this is really the channel we hope that you feel like you belong to. We've got tons of tutorials on how to do everything. You can make Foundry cook your breakfast for you if you need to. But we've been covering DC20, which is a really great alternative to D&D 5e that's made a big splash last year with a huge Kickstarter, and now we've been incrementally building that system in Foundry. Foundry is really an amazing software to actually take systems and apply a bunch of automation and do all sorts of other things that I think really bring the system to life. So if you're new to this, you're just curious how systems get built, this is a good series for you to watch. If you're looking for maybe an alternative game to play, maybe this is a good game system to pick up. And maybe if you just get some inspiration on what we've been doing here with the DC20 game system, maybe you've got a game system in Foundry. There's over 200, I think. And if you guys have a game system that doesn't do all of these things, maybe this gives you some inspiration on what could be implemented and how you can take your game system to the next level. So with that, as usual, I've got my partner in crime here, Patrick, with me. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, hello everyone.
All right. Well, you've got a whole bunch of new stuff, some features, enhancements from the last time we checked in. And we've got probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 of these things. And so we'll run through these with you guys, show you what the system can do now, and let us know in the comments as we go if you have any questions or if it gives you any other ideas. Patrick's super responsive. I know, Patrick, I see you listening to a lot of the feedback out there, and next thing you know, like by the next release, you'll have implemented something that somebody asked for. So it's been really great to see you work and interact with the community, and we're looking forward to what you got to show us today. Sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's start off with skill configuration. I think you've got some new things in that area.
Yes. So it's also something that I built based on feedback from people. So maybe not. Maybe we will pick PC. So yeah. So we have skills, knowledge skills, trade skills, all right here, and those are based on DC20 system.
Yep.
But there were some questions if can I create my own skills, own
Okay.
languages, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what made me do this thing I will show you right now. So right now in configuration of DC20, we can see we have a customized skill list right here.
Hmm.
So we can open it. Right here we have all the skills we have in the system already.
Yep.
Those are just default DC20 skills. And we can either add our own. We need to provide some key that will be used, for example, for events or some other stuff.
Okay.
So what skill are you thinking of? What should we create?
Let's see, a skill that doesn't exist here. How about artistry?
Okay, so it would probably go into traits, but we can make it as a default skill.
Sure, maybe.
Uh, let's give it a name. That's how you spell it. I'm not
Yeah,
native, so I'm not sure.
you got it. Yes. And I'm
Yeah,
thinking
so
artistry more like someone's panache or ability to maybe apply a little bit more believability to something. I don't know.
yeah, so it will be closer to intelligence or charisma. What do you think?
Ooh, gosh, what is creativity? Creativity, boy, it's a little mix of those two. Let's go with intelligence. Just have intelligent
Right.
artistry. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we can just save and update our actors.
What does the little compendium button next to those do, by the way? I see some of them are toggled.
Uh, compendium. Oh, okay. You mean those? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or what
It's
is it?
knowledge skill. If this
Ah,
yeah, if it's toggled, it's knowledge skill.
I see. Okay, great.
So yeah, now we can, for example, take a look at our Sergius right here, and we can see that he has that new skill
Interesting.
right here. Yeah, and also we can use that in, for example, let's go to the items. Maybe dagger. Let's say it's not a attack, it's a check, and we can also find that skill here. So we
Oh,
can
great.
create
Yeah.
items with that skill. It's fully implemented to the system, so everything you could do with default skills, you can do with that one as well.
Great. Love it.
So we can roll that skill like always, and it would just work, yeah? So our artistry is rolled. So
Fantastic.
if someone wants to completely change skill list or language list, now you can. So that's one thing that was implemented in the new update.
Great.
Another thing I can show already together with that skills,
Okay.
it's that initiative was reworked how it works. So before you toggled that button and then first you made was your initiative roll,
Mm-hmm.
but it had some problems. For example, you couldn't roll initiative from combat encounters tab.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Right
That's good to
now,
notice.
right now you can, because initiative now is just a pop-up that allows you to select any skill. By default, it is an attack check.
Yeah.
So yeah, it allows you to roll initiative with anything. And now you can re-roll it from here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was
Okay.
awareness instead. So that's one quick change that was made.
Great.
Next thing we can.
Position
Okay,
check and range check, I think we've got next.
so that's something that is. It took me quite some time to figure it out because Foundry does not support that well.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to. When we go to the settings, we have many new options added,
Okay.
but we have here those two buttons: enable position check and range check. So when we toggle those two, also there is neutral token position check, because in Foundry tokens can have few dispositions. So friendly, for example, Sergius is friendly. You can
Mm-hmm.
see with this blue square. Enemy, so red square, and also I think it's yellow, it's neutral. So for range and especially for position check, you can tell the system how it should treat neutral disposition.
Okay.
If it's
Mm-hmm.
hostile, if it's friendly, or just separated group. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's yeah, that's for the GM to set. Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we enable position check and range check, we can grab Sergius. We can give him a weapon here. And right now, it's a melee weapon,
Mm-hmm.
so it have one space range, yeah?
Right.
So when we target Bandit Captain here, and we try to roll it, and we roll our roll
Mm-hmm.
level check, we have information that it will be fail because we are out of range, yeah?
I love it. Yeah, this is huge. Wow. So no more swords flying across the battlefield.
Yeah.
You've
And
got it
also,
right up next to him.
yeah, there is this new button here.
Okay.
We can change it from melee to range. As we can see, our dagger has 5
Oh,
to
okay.
10 spaces range, yeah?
Yeah.
So right now, when we run that check, there is nothing because we can throw it. But when we enter
Wow. So does it
long range,
automatically read the item, or are you just changing that to range? Like how does it know that
by default, it reads the item. So for example, when I will grab a crossbow, for
Mhm.
example, right here. And when I open that, it is range by
Oh,
default, and
okay.
I can change it to melee.
Okay.
So yeah, and now, right now we are, I think, more than 5 spaces away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now it should yeah, it tells us that we have disadvantage
Oh,
because we are
wow. You
at
even got
long
disadvantage
range.
in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is range check, and also there are some features that allows you to increase that range, and it
Oh,
is
yeah.
also automated. I think
Really? Wow. You went deep on range checks. This is great.
it's called, it's a maneuver and it's extend or
Yeah, it's something
no,
like
no, no,
that.
extend. Yeah. How was it called?
I forget.
Oh, okay. It's not here because it's hidden because it's attack maneuver. It's hidden by default. Yeah. So
Ah.
we have extend attack here, and we can, let's move back here. So by default, our dagger is out of range.
Mhm.
Also, in the settings, you can turn automatic roll level check on. So when, as you can see, when I open this window, it already tells me that it will be auto fail,
Oh,
and I can check
wow.
it here. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
instead
yeah,
of
that's
having
that's
to the,
also,
the the beacon showing up where you had to click it every time, you can decide just to automatically apply it.
yeah. So it's also based on feedback because many players forgot about it.
Sure.
Even when
Yeah.
it was bright red right here,
Yeah,
they still
right.
forgot
Glowing,
about it.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's great. And so can the players decide on a player by player basis whether it's automated or does the GM decide for
Uh,
everyone?
right now is GM for everyone, but it wouldn't be a problem to change it to player by player if it will be requested.
Okay, well, hey everybody, if you heard that, let us know in the comments if you have a preference. That's great.
Yeah, so right now we can extend attack, yeah, so one space farther. So
Mhm.
as you can see, I clicked on that, I extend my range
Mhm.
one space further, and it already ran that check again, and
Wow.
it's good. There is no auto fail here, yeah.
Nice.
So that's range check. Now we can go to position check. It's another thing that is quite useful. For example, when you try to shoot someone in melee range, yeah,
Yeah.
you can see that we have disadvantage
Yeah.
by default, yeah. Why it happened? Oh, because close quarters.
Yeah.
Enemy is next to us, so we have disadvantage on that attack.
Yeah.
And how close quarters work, at least if I read the rules correct.
Mhm.
So any enemy next to me will cause my range attacks to have disadvantage. So when I, for example, will attack this skeleton right here,
Mhm.
I still have disadvantage because Bandit Captain is next to me.
Mm.
So how it works in the backend, it scans every space next to you and checks if there is enemy there, and if there is, you have disadvantage, yeah?
Wow. Great.
So now we can, for example, see how flanking works.
Oh, come on.
In
You put
this,
flanking in here too?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, right.
In DC20, flanking, the target is flanked when your ally is at least one space away from you. So it's flanked, yeah, right
Yeah.
now.
Sure.
So we can go with dagger because it's for melee
Mhm.
weapons. We can target that bandit captain,
Mhm.
run that check, and as you can see, we have
Wow, there it is.
+2 to our roll bonus because it's flanked.
So good.
And even yeah, so that's this. Yeah, so I think that's all from range and position check.
Wow, that's great.
We can jump to movement improve. Yeah, okay, so now we can jump to our movement improvements. So it's also based on the feedback from the last update.
Mhm.
There were some issues people had with movement. It was the biggest issue was that you cannot modify it. Like configuration is, it works like this and you have to deal with that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I added some settings here and some and some additional functions. So by default by default movement points are used only on actor's turn,
Mhm.
but I've added few more options. So when actor is in combat,
Mhm.
so it doesn't matter if it's its turn,
Mhm.
always and never. So if you don't like this system, you can just turn it off.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so we will keep it on actor's turn. And right now, yeah, it's his turn. Let's begin combat. Right now, as you can see, we cannot move. Also, there was some information about free move when you hold F key was hidden, I would say. Hard to find. So that's why I added it everywhere when it comes to
Great.
movement.
That's
It's
helpful.
everywhere. You cannot miss it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also with some new settings, we have snap movement. So if you, it is not so useful on grid, but on gridless, it's quite useful. So if you, for example, let's say we have 2 move points. If you go farther than your 2 move points, you will get the information that you don't have enough move points, and token was snapped to the closest position it could move.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Other option is to use move action pop-up. So yeah, so let's say we have no movement, yeah, on that character, but we want to move right here. Now we have this pop-up that
Oh,
will tell us
wow.
that we need to spend 2 action points, and we will have 4 move points left
Oh my
after
gosh,
that.
that's so great. How convenient.
Yeah, so we can confirm that, and we will have 4 move points left and 2 action points spent.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's when it comes to movement, I think. You can combine these two, but yeah, that would be weird, I think.
Yeah, it'd be kind of redundant. One just lets you
Yeah.
automatically stop when you don't have more, and the other one prompts you with how many points you need to keep going. Okay, to complete it.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so here is this option for automatic roll level check when you open
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep.
pop-up, yeah. Okay, so maybe we will quickly jump into items. So as you can see, we have our action times for the item changed. That's for the people that were working on some items.
Okay.
It changed because there is no longer a save or contest here, because we moved it to role requests. So before you could only create contest against one specific skill. Right now you can create many role requests. Like, let's say it's contested physical save, contested mental save,
Wow.
contested I don't know, martial check, yeah. And when you use that item, it will create few buttons to press, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
So
So you pick the
now,
save that you want to do.
yeah,
Yeah,
because in DC20 there are some abilities that will let you choose what you prefer.
that's great.
Yeah, so you can do it now with this role requests. And one thing, if you want to use old way of doing things, you can just select from template, and you can pick dynamic attack, save, dynamic, save, contest, and it will prepare it for you. So let's remove that, and let's say we want to have contest, yeah? So it will prepare role request for you, and it will set correct action type.
Great. Awesome.
No.
I'm sure Sir Nilok's watching this going, rubbing his hands together, thinking of all the cool items he's going to make.
Yeah, him and Onyx. He's also working on
Is
some
Onyx
stuff.
another one?
Yeah,
Okay, great. Yeah,
yeah.
shout
He's
out
he
to those guys. It's some awesome
yeah
stuff.
he's not published that module yet, but I saw that it's like 100 monsters there
Oh, wow.
already.
Okay, great. Well, I'm gonna have to link to all those in the video description here afterwards. If I miss it and you guys are listening, just send me what link you want me to put in the description. Great.
Yeah.
Love it.
So next thing, as you remember, we could use measurement templates from chat message, yeah,
Yep.
to select some targets.
hmm
But sometimes it would be beneficial to select those targets before you roll that damage, for example, or
Sure.
attack,
Mm-hmm.
because some targets might have exposed condition, and you will have advantage on those attacks.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So right now, I've added option to use those templates
Mm-hmm.
from the pop-up.
Okay, great.
So
That makes a lot of sense.
we select those tokens, and automatic roll level check will let us know that we have some manual action to do, because the lowest roll level is not equal to every character. So as you can see, this bandit Capitan is exposed, so you should have advantage on him.
Mm-hmm.
But because every other character isn't, this won't be set by default.
Oh, I see.
So you can roll that and then apply it, for example, for Carias and Skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And then for this bandit Capitan, you can roll advantage and apply it then.
Okay.
So that's
I
this
see.
pop-up will give you information like, hey, you need to do some manual work. But in most cases, you attack one target, so it's not that often that it happens.
Hey, and just also to clarify, because I think I just saw it, when you lay down a spell template, it auto targets anyone in the spell
Yeah,
template,
exactly.
right? Yeah, great.
Yeah, I mean, you can it
Deselect
asks you if it
allies.
should. Yeah,
Okay, good.
it asks you if you should target, but yeah.
That's so helpful.
Okay, next, I think we can go to
Are we on macro event types?
yeah. So
Yeah.
we have new event type that is called macro. Let's create an effect. Let's create effect event. It will be here. And now you can see that we have event type run effect macro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's triggered on turn start. Or maybe I will show you on already created feature here. We have underlying movement. The way it works, it prevents you to getting slowed more than once. Like slowed is a stacking condition, but because of that effect, you cannot be slowed more than once.
Okay.
So for now, let's turn it off and let's let's get slowed. Wait, I think I need to remove it. Yeah, as you can see, I'm slowed free, for example, right now. And when I drop that on my sheet here, I have information that I cannot be more slowed because of underlying movement.
Nice. So you've built a macro that's probably sitting in a compendium somewhere that's calling, right?
No, it don't have to sit in the compendium if it uses the same. It works the same way like it works for items. It is directly on that effect. You can just create it right here, and it is safe on that effect.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you were doing that. You're actually saving the macro with the item. That's great.
Yeah,
That makes it a lot more reliable as it's like moving around, compendiums and things. That's really cool.
that's the way that the same way it works with items. Yeah, so all those item macros also are saved on the item itself.
Okay, great. That's really great to know. So the macros are saved with the items and okay, perfect.
So with this, we can show creating new events, I
Okay.
would say. I will open console here because I want to show you two macros I have here. First is register own event, and as you can see, it calls two methods. One registers new event type, and one registers new trigger. So event type, when you choose specific event type, you choose a function that will run when you trigger that event.
Okay.
So now module developers, I'm using macro, but it's more focused on module developers, can create their own events, maybe specific only for their modules, and they can trigger those in their module, for example.
Wow. Okay.
So this event only will print on the console. It's my own event, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's register that, and now when we go to events, we can see in drop down right here that we have module event here.
Okay.
That's how I called it.
All right.
And also we have trigger module trigger. That's also how I called it. And when we now this event will trigger when we run this second macro that also have method to that is available to people. So it runs my module trigger on Sergius, on that actor.
Mm-hmm.
So when we run it, you can see it prints it is my own event, yeah.
Okay.
So
So what's
people
a use
can
case for this?
so for example, you have a module that adds some new items and you want few of those items to have very specific behavior that is not yet implemented with the system. So you can register that event type with your module and trigger, and it will trigger, for example, your module could trigger every event of that type. And
Okay.
then it will, for example, I don't know, maybe apply some special effect or
So give me an example of some events that are built in, and then maybe we can think of an event that isn't built in, just to give people some frame of reference.
yeah, so we can just jump here. Yeah, so we have our basic event that does nothing really. It is useful for pre-triggers, post-triggers,
I see.
everything everything that is described in system guide
Mm-hmm.
here. You can read about it. Then we have our apply healing.
Mm-hmm.
So that event will apply, for example, when you are healed over time, you can have that effect on yourself and it will heal you each turn.
Mm-hmm.
Apply damage, the same thing. So for example, when burning condition is made with that. So as you
Yeah.
when we look at this, we have burning, that damage taken,
Start of
fire.
your turn. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then we have check and save requests.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So a pop-up will appear with saying you, hey, it's start of your turn and you are doing something and you need to roll that check. Then also there is also effect macro, so I showed it before. I hope everything is in the system, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to think of some things that aren't in the system that might be trigger events. I mean, like, could it be like, I don't know, like a token changes its elevation, or like what can constitute an event? I'm trying to think of things that happen in the system besides what you've implemented.
Maybe changing token. For example, when you reach 0 HP,
Hmm.
you change your
Oh,
token to fallen or
yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, great. Yeah, that's a great one. Okay, well, let us
mm,
know, guys, in the comments if you come up with some other event types that we can use for some inspiration here.
yeah. And one more thing that I have to show you, it's inline roles. It's something that already exists in Pathfinder, I think. So you can write down formulas,
Mm-hmm.
for example, to apply some damage or send a check or save request,
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
and then you can interact with it. For example, when you select those two tokens, you can deal fire damage to them
Oh, that's great.
or ask for a might save.
And you have
Oh,
documentation on how to write these formulas?
yes, also in Advanced System Guide,
Okay.
right here, Inline Roles.
Inline rules. Okay, that's what we're looking for. By the way, if you guys didn't see, if you use Spotlight OmniSearch, which is free from Ripper, I think if you, I don't know if you have it installed here, but you can quickly jump to places in the help documentation just based on keywords. If you guys saw that video
Mm,
2 videos ago that I did on some modules that I think would be helpful if you're just using DC20 for the first time.
yeah, I don't think I have it installed on that
Yeah,
word.
check out that old video. I'll send you a link to it, but it's super helpful to go find some of these things. Okay, good. Well, that's great. Let's see. You've also got some improvements to item configuration, or is that really what we just talked about?
We talked about it, but we still have to talk about effect round counter.
Okay.
So we have rage right here.
Mm-hmm.
We will drop it on our Sergius, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it is up for 5 rounds.
Okay.
So when we turn it on, we can take a look at it, and in the duration there are new settings right here.
Hmm.
So first, use round counter. So it will, if you want to use it, you have to toggle that.
Mm-hmm.
Reset timer when effect is re-enabled. I
Okay.
will show it in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what should happen with this effect when timer runs out.
Mm-hmm.
So disable, delete, or nothing.
Okay.
So with rage, we want it to work for 5 rounds and
Mm-hmm.
then turn off. Yeah, we have first round here, so we can, and now it should, yeah, and it is
Got it.
deactivated.
Yep. Sure enough.
And when you jump to that effect, you can see that duration is 5 round and start was at first round. But because we have this reset timer when we re-enable that effect, we can just re-enable it and jump right here, and we can see that our start round is sixth.
Yes.
So we have 5 rounds again to when we, for example, turn on rage again.
Yeah.
So it does not use its previous version. So first round. Yeah. So
Great.
now we can have some effects that was something that was missing before. So some effects that persist for X amount of rounds. Now we
Right.
can configure that.
Like it.
Yeah, and I think that's it from with the major changes.
Okay,
Mm.
great. Those were awesome. These are all really great changes. These changes remind me a lot of, with like D&D 5e, what you'd need MIDI qual for, like that just make things go smoother and better and automatically turn things on and off. And, and then, Pathfinder's got a lot of these, like
Flanking
yeah, sorry,
or
flanking.
back tactics.
Yeah, flanking, pack tactics, that sort of thing. I love that it's built in here. These are like really, really helpful things. And this is really a lot of the community has been suggesting these things, and they've been spot on. And these are great improvements. So keep it up, gang.
Yeah, I'm waiting for more suggestions. My to-do list is shorter than before.
Oh, come on, guys. I got to keep Patrick busy. This is not gonna work. Okay, I love it. Well, Patrick, thanks for walking us through this. These are awesome. For those of you who are kind of wondering when V9 is going to come out, should be coming soon. There's a lot of moving parts over on Coach's side. So in the meantime, you can see we keep expanding the functionality of the game system. And of course, we've got third parties like Sir Nylock and Onyx, I think you said, that are building a ton of really great stuff that you can throw into your game right now. Because this is a playable system right now. It's probably one of the better playable systems in all of Foundry. And there's a few hundred systems in Foundry right now. So just really amazing work, Patrick, and everybody else in the community has been helping us bring it this far. In the meantime, thanks, Patrick, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, everybody else, let us know in the comments if you've got any inspiration, ideas, or questions. And in the meantime, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.